Come on.
Stream is live.
All right, everyone. We welcome to Nerdcamp Sports. We're a day late today. We all worked late yesterday. It'd just be me, R&B,
Yeah,
and Brandon this evening, but we are here to get a little sports talk in. R&B, how are you tonight, my brother?
feeling good, brother. Feeling good. Blessed and highly favored.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we just gonna
Ooh,
hop
damn.
hop right into it. Let's talk about last night's game. Um,
Okay.
Unfortunately, this week I didn't get to actually watch much. I was at Lil Kim came to town, so I went to an R&B event. She did a little performance, so so
I
I
seen.
was
Look at this.
so I was there, but I did get to watch a good amount of this game. Um, I can't trying to think. I want to word this. I can't say I'm surprised at how the game went,
Hmm.
but would you say, in your personal opinion, this was a Colts win or a Jacks? Or I'm sorry, I don't know where I got Colts from. I looked at the paper. Colts was there. Would you say this is a Kansas City loss or a Jacksonville win?
I think it was a Jacksonville win.
Okay,
Man,
I
I
agree.
watched the entire game. I definitely think it was a Jacksonville win. They fought hard, and Kansas fought hard too.
Absolutely. Do you believe, in your personal opinion, this loss will set them back? Like they looked like the last two games that they were getting their stride. Now I feel like they have to start over. What is your thought on that? Do you think that this is another bump, or is it just going to be that year? Maybe it's kind of like they may not play too good. They may not do what we're used to them or accustomed to them doing.
Mm, I get what you asking. I'll say I'll put it like this. I don't think that they need necessarily a reset or a restart.
Mm-hmm.
I think they fought hard yesterday to try to win that game, but I do think that big players and big moments uh, kind of let them down yesterday. Pat with the costly interception in the red zone. The last play of the game when Trevor Lawrence, did that run in for the touchdown. Chris
After he
Jones
fell,
is yeah.
no one, all they had
After
to
he
do was touch
fell,
him. Like all I had to do was touch him, and then plays
and
over.
yeah. So and I felt like Chris Jones gave horrible effort on that play. Like he just, if you pay attention to the play, you see him kind of hesitate to run toward him, and then he just start walking. Like it was like, hey, so said just. I think that they just. It's hard for me to say they need a reset after watching them, play for the most part, play hard last night and almost come away with that win. I think it's time for us to realize that the Jacksonville Jaguars are a much better team than we thought they were going to be.
Absolutely. And before I go on with that, I just want to bring up the Chiefs' schedule, um, upcoming schedule, like the next four, just to see kind of like
I
now
know they got, I know they got my Lions this week. So I think that's Sunday night.
8-20. So they
Yep.
got their next four games is Lions at home, Raiders at home, Commanders at home, Bills on the road. Um, and this game this week against the Lions. That game's going to tell a lot about both of these teams. Kansas City needs this game. Kansas City needs this game like a lot. Like there's no way around it because they're in a temperamental position now. You go to 2-4, it's going to be difficult. Um, and when I look at to your point you made before about Jack, like me and Raj have been very critical of Jacksonville after the year they made the playoffs, which wasn't last season, was the season before, if I'm not mistaken. So, last season they were pitiful. So now they come out this year and there's something like last night, and I don't know if you've seen this, but something looked different about Trevor Lawrence. Like there was like this upbeat energy that I seen. I just like he looked confident when throwing the ball. He looked like he like did there. He was reading, making his reads real well. Like this is what we wanted to see as football fans when you go first overall. That rendition last night of Trevor Lawrence, minus when he fell, but he got up quick. They didn't touch him, whether they walked or whatever. He got up and got on in the end zone.
Yeah, and that drive last night leading up to the fall, he made some big plays on that drive. Two hella throws. That was like some dimes. So yeah, I think it's a little bit taking us back to his Clemson days and his early days in the NFL, when they went to the playoffs and had that big comeback on what was that, the Dolphins, I think, when they came back on the Dolphins from 28 or 23 down or whatever, kind of showing us what we knew was there. That what he had kind of showed us before, and it just seemed like it just kind of plateaued. So it's a testament to good coaching, man. Testament to good coaching. Unlocking players. The one thing that I was talking about when we were live last week, and I mentioned on it, further. I mean, a little bit later on in the show when we get to a certain subject, because I got a response to somebody. But yeah, man, unlocking players is crucial when you're in the coaching.
Absolutely. So I believe that we're looking. If you really look at this right now, I think there's Jacksonville is like first or second place. Them, the Colts and the Bills are all tied right now.
Yeah.
And when you look at this, you look at the way this is shaping up through 5 weeks, which is bullshit because football season goes so fast.
They do.
When you look at this, it's shaping up to be interesting down the road because now I'm looking at that. What division's Jacksonville's at? AFC South.
AFC South.
So I'm looking at them, the Colts, and I'm looking at the Texans because now the Texans suddenly, and I guess I'll just kind of use that as a leeway or as a, to them. The Texans are now, I believe, 3-2. I want to say.
Yep.
And so that's only one game behind those two teams. And I want to, and I will say, the Ravens just look so bad. And as a Steelers fan, it's great to see Lamar still doing good when he's playing in my fantasy leagues. He's doing his part. But for the love of God, their defense is god awful. I mean, like, it's bad. And then
the offense was god awful along with it, with the defense yesterday. I mean, Sunday.
Oh my God. I mean, I'm looking at, watching highlights, and I'm like, bro, what I mean, listen, it seemed like they barely ran the ball. And it seemed like, obviously Cooper Rush is not Lamar. It's a big, huge downgrade. We understand that. But for the love of God, put up a fight. And then, did you see John Harbaugh's conference afterwards?
Yeah.
At this point in time, excuse me, at this point in time, if I'm John Harbaugh and I'm the Ravens, or actually, I want to ask you this, and I think I've asked this before, but I want to know if it's different. Is it time they move on from John Harbaugh?
I said it last week. It's time for him to go. It's time for John Harbaugh to go. And I'll kind of get into my response a little bit. I had one of my close friends kind of responded to me via text from something I said last week that I think was taken the wrong way.
Okay.
So it was put across as if that I bag down on, or not bag down, but I kind of bring down the hammer on black quarterbacks or
Okay.
whatever, and that I should be more mindful of how I speak on black quarterbacks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say that in my comments about the situation with Lamar Jackson last week, if people listen and not just here to respond, that's a big thing in our society that a lot of us don't do. We don't listen. We only hear something to respond, or we hear it for what we want to hear it for, and then we respond. We should note that I was saying that Lamar Jackson was I never said he was the issue. I said that he needed somebody to unlock his game to take him to the next level to where he will show up in a big game. We
Mm-hmm.
have yet to see this brother show up in a big game. And to me, for you to have all these glorified MVP stats and saying these hella seasons that he putting together where he damn
Mm-hmm.
near could be the MVP every year, you know what I'm saying? And had a playoff performances that you have, that's not a good thing. That tells me that somewhere it's so here it is. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
put it like this. It's one or
Okay.
two things here. Either we're gonna have to come to the reality that Lamar Jackson is a choker.
Okay.
That's one. Or coaching is an issue when it comes to big games. Which one is it? You know what? However you feel, however you decide to roll, that's how you decide. That's the side that you own. I'm fine with that. But it's one of the two. Either this dude is an ultimate choke artist when it comes to the playoffs, or it's coaching. Now, me, I lean more toward coaching. That's why I feel like it's time for Harbaugh to go, because I have not seen him unlock Lamar Jackson to the highest level as far as playing in big games. That game last week against Kansas City, that was a big game. We all said it. Neither one of those teams wanted to go 1-3. Neither one of
Absolutely.
them.
Absolutely.
So,
And
so
and
go ahead,
now,
go ahead.
to your point, now it's overlap. Before it was just playoffs. Like
Yeah.
I remember, I don't remember if you were with us yet full time. I think you were still kind of like in and out. You weren't on the show fully yet, so it might have been one of those weeks you weren't here. But I
Yeah.
had been so critical of Lamar Jackson throwing the football, like very critical, because which is why
And now he's one of the best.
and which is why something I'm gonna bring up when we talk about Jalen Hurts later, that I'm critical of.
I got back. That was another one I got back for too.
Lamar was always running the ball. And I told Raj, I said, listen, if Lamar Jackson is running the ball, 20 plus times a game, he is going to get hurt. Now look at not last season, like the 2 or 3 seasons before. Lamar would play well enough to get them to the playoffs, and then he's hurt. Oh, hold on. We got Brandon here. Lamar would play well enough to get them to the playoffs, and then he's hurt, and they lose in the first round.
Right.
So then I'm like, okay, if we can get Lamar, you can get Lamar Jackson throwing the ball. You need a mix-up. You just can't have him running a lot. He has to throw the football. If he's able to throw the
Facts.
football and throw it proficiently, then you have a better chance. And he improved. And then they went out and got Derrick Henry. So now he, instead of running the ball 20 times, he might have to run it, designed run 5 times. And if he needs to run for a broken play or whatever, that's fine. Or, or if you can get to the goal, go ahead. That's fine. But running the ball that many times with um that
Gotcha.
kind of length, yes, that the way his body's built, stature is not going to win you games. So
It'll win games. It's just not gonna keep him healthy.
right. But what I'm saying
Wow.
too is if you're doing that all season and then by the end of the season now you need to be as healthy as possible. You can't. Either you're not available or you can't play up to par. Now, he can throw the ball very well. He can still run. The play action is like crazy impossible for a lot of teams to stop because it's not like when he's out there they're not putting up points outside of that Kansas City game. And obviously
Yeah.
this game because he didn't play. I don't think for whom had said what to you. I don't think that what's it matter the race of the quarterback, and I hope your friend is watching who said this because um, here it has nothing to do with race. Like we've been critical of Daniel Jones, now he's playing like a superstar. Well, where was the criticism with him? Um, you know, uh, you know, we've been, critical of Dak Prescott. Has he said anything about criticizing him? We've been critical of Justin Fields. We've been critical of Brock Purdy. We've been critical of Bo Nix, Goff at times. So there's this narrative that said person's created to you that you need to take it easy on black quarterbacks is wrong. If the quarterback's playing bad or isn't doing their job to the fullest, to the best of their standards, we're going to talk about it. That's our job.
So I'll read you the response or like a paraphrase of it. I know you hate black quarterbacks, but geez, Lamar Jackson has the highest career passer rating of all time and also has the most rushing yards of a quarterback of all time. He leads the league with 10 touchdowns and only one pick and is 50 to 5 touchdown to interception ratio since coming back from injury. He led the league last year in passing yards per attempt and rushing yards per attempt. He's by far the best player in the league the past 3 years, and you're talking about unlocking him. I had to stop listening when you started talking about Super Bowl MVP, 19-1, now 19-2, Jalen Hurts. Stop hating on your own kind, black man. Talk about bum ass Aaron Rodgers now.
Wow. He definitely sounds upset. Like he like really intricately like detailed. I'll
Yeah,
say this because
that's my bro though. He wasn't upset. We just be debating like a motherfucker, but it's all love at the end of the day. But everything that I just ran you down, of all those stats I just ran you down, you would probably be able to look at me and if I were to tell you all of these stats, what do you think this guy's gonna be within 6 to 7 years in his career as a quarterback? You would probably say MVP. Some of this, you name every accolade that Lamar Jackson would have, and then you also name Super Bowl MVP. That's that. So all of those stats that he named off in that text, none of that matters without that Super Bowl. It matters, but it don't matter without that Super Bowl. Like that's the whole point. You doing all of that in the regular season, but when the playoffs come,
And I'm not blaming it on Lamar. Again, that's what I'm talking about as far as unlocking. I think that he needs to be unlocked as far as when it comes to playing in big games.
Mm-hmm. And I definitely want to get Brandon's take on this, but before I let him go, we're talking about Lamar, and his friend was critical of, or he was critical of Lamar's play, and his friend kind of just told him he needs to ease up on the black quarterbacks.
I've been listening.
Okay.
Yeah.
But even to a point, and Brandon can tell you, I'm even critical of Josh Allen at times because of some of the things he does.
Man,
we
used to be big critical of him, all them turnovers.
So I'll say this about Lamar. Lamar's biggest downfall is Lamar. And to me, he could turn into the modern day Peyton Manning in the form of when he gets to the playoffs, it's just not there.
It's just not there.
Now, we understand that Buffalo and Baltimore have not been able to beat Kansas City in the playoffs. Like, that's been their brick wall. That's been their like kryptonite, right? So that's part of it. But the other part of it, at least for Baltimore, is at least Josh Allen performs well against them. Right? Yeah. Like he at least, you take away a bad call, you take away 36 seconds, you take away certain aspects. We could be saying that the Chiefs have one Super Bowl and the Bills have two, right? I can't say that for Baltimore because, I think to my recollection, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that Baltimore has won with Lamar one playoff game. And that game, he had 169 yards and he had one touch and one interception.
He has two playoff.
He got two. They beat Tennessee with Ryan Tannehill.
Okay.
And then they just won a playoff game this past playoff to go to the AFC Championship.
The stat you're looking for is they just beat Pittsburgh.
Okay, yeah. And then they lost to Buffalo, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So what the stat you're looking for is Lamar has not beat a team in the playoffs that has scored more than 14 points.
Well, I wouldn't say I was really looking or searching for anything. It's just the fact that the point is once he gets there, it was one or two things before you came in that I had said. Either when he was running like crazy, he either got hurt and he wasn't available, or he plays like crap. And last year they did beat up on the Steelers. I knew we was gonna lose that game, and then then they went to Buffalo. No, yeah, no,
yeah, they were at home, wasn't it? Or was it in Buffalo?
I think they went to Buffalo.
Okay, got you.
And then they went to Buffalo and they lost. And I think now Lamar Jackson against the league has this astronomical record, but against Pittsburgh and Kansas City, he's got 3 wins to 9 or 10 losses. And now, I mean, hey, you could throw Buffalo in that mix too because they can't close, and that's the other thing. They can't close big games. They can't close big leads. They can't close it. So
basically, all I hear about Josh Allen is, he can't beat Mahomes. I'm like, that's fine, that's fair, but if we're gonna bring that energy, we got to take that same energy and put it to Lamar. You can't get past Josh or Patrick. Josh can at least get past Lamar. He's done it twice.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Go ahead.
And we can point to the Mark Andrews drop, but it's so many other plays within that game that they had an opportunity to really put Buffalo out of their misery, and they just couldn't do it. They didn't do it.
Lamar had 2 turnovers. He had a bad interception and a bad fumble.
And they were fumble
the entire game because of those turnovers. You got it.
And this is my thing here. we gotta call it how we see it. You know what I'm saying? Him being black doesn't make me not able to sit here and say, you fucking great, bro. You just need to get it done in the playoffs. That's not hate toward black quarterbacks.
I mean,
Just to call something how you see it. We got to get to a point to where, you know what I'm saying, we able to talk about things, the reality of it, not truth and feelings not truth, but not feelings and opinion, but the reality and the truth. And the reality of the truth is that he's fucking awesome. He's great in the regular season. But when it comes to the playoffs, he has not been the same Lamar Jackson. Those are two different Lamar Jacksons that we get each year between the regular season and the playoffs. And like you said, the perfect one to coincide with that would be the early years of Peyton Manning there when he kept getting bounced out by Bill Belichick and shit like that. But at least it was one team that was holding Peyton back that he couldn't get past, which was the Patriots. Lamar has, you know what I'm saying, he lost to a few.
Yeah, and I think, now when you look at this in totality, you have to say to yourself, like, if they cannot, because to me, I said it, and I still, like, even through 5 weeks, still believe, and now the Ravens are kind of like on the back end, not out, because it's still early in the season. Like, we know, we know, like, I seen Peyton Manning and the Colts start 3-4 and 12-4 and win a Super Bowl. So,
I think we saw Aaron Rodgers do something like this, and he was literally telling the media, like, calm down. He literally did.
Relax.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that anything that, like, they're fully done, because they're not.
Both of those quarterbacks were healthy, though. That's the only thing. We don't know if Lamar's going to go on the rest of. We know he'll be back this season. They've already said it'll only be maybe like a 2 to 3 games or something like that. But is he going to be able to beat Lamar with a hamstring? He's obviously probably going to be hobbled.
I think this week they play, and then they're on a bye, so that's going to help them.
Let's give them more time, yeah.
So that'll give them more time for that to heal up. But the point I was going to make is, and I said this in the beginning of the season, that I felt Kansas City was good. To me, Kansas City's like Golden State, right? Golden State ran through everyone for all those years, and then they took some time off. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think Kansas City's going to take this year off. They're going to win again. It's going to happen again. Like, it's just going to be random, like, just out of nowhere.
I think Kansas City ain't going nowhere this year. I think they're going to be right there in the mix. Said and done at the end of the season. It might not be as the top 3 seed, or it might look a little different, but I think the road is still going to somehow go through. Who's ever going to rise this year is going to have to knock that man off, and that's Pat Mahomes, boy.
Well, yeah, you can't bet against them. But if Buffalo's going to do it, it needs to be this year. It needs to be this year. It has to be this year.
It has to be this year. I don't disagree. I personally don't think Buffalo or Baltimore is all the way out of the race just yet. Because, like you said, it's still early. But with Buffalo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't have as much faith in Buffalo as some may. Because to me, they haven't shown me anything yet. They've only beaten 4 badass teams, not non-playoff opponent teams. So, and that's not to say that they're not good. I know that they're obviously good, but you know what I'm saying? Look at that game. Look at that game, you know what I'm saying, Sunday against the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? The Patriots, who we all said we felt were going to be one of the better teams in the AFC this year, kind of making they climb up a little bit.
And no one's talking about it. They are like, I think they're 3-2, and they're playing good football.
What do you mean no one's talking about it? They were my sleeper pick in our first episode this year.
What I'm saying is, when you look, okay, so like when I'm watching ESPN or Fox Sports, they're not. Listen,
no. We know ball here. Like, don't.
Right, but what I'm saying, even like even like First Take, Stephen A does his top 5 teams. And he had 2 teams in there that lost this week. I'm like, how do you not have Jacksonville in there at 4-1? How do you not have the 49ers in there when they're
At 4-1?
4-1, demolished with injuries? Don't have their tight end. Don't have they have 5 injured wide receivers. They don't have their quarterback, their starter, and you're going to not put them in the top 5, you know? And the other thing I want to mention, and then we got to move on. We've been on this topic a little minute. The other thing I want to mention that I heard, I think it was Damian Woody said that with the John Harbaugh, you have to find other ways. And then he said Mike Tomlin has done it.
Mike Shanahan has done it.
Shanahan has done it. Kyle Shanahan's done it. You have to find other ways. May not be pretty. Not every win is going to be pretty. But that's what creates that respect for you as a coach. And he's had it. But right now, he's losing it. And he's losing it quick. So
can't keep living off that one Super Bowl, from 2012. It can't keep living off that. This is a what have you done for me lately type of business, and it's like I said, I feel I feel like Harbaugh is being exposed, and it's time for him to change the scenery. It's time for him to go take his year off like Mike McCarthy and all of and Sean Payton. It's time for that transition to a year off or whatever you want to call it.
Absolutely,
but it ain't in Baltimore no more. I think they need somebody that can definitely ignite them to put up numbers and points within big games and in the playoffs. They need to be unlocked and taken to the next level. Yes.
Not like this.
Yes.
Around, but.
So I want to make sure that we get some time in for both of your teams. So that's where we're going next. R&B, would you say that the Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFL right now?
I would. Yes, I would. And I'd also say that Amon-Ra St. Brown is the best wide receiver in the NFL right now, in my opinion. I said that to y'all last week, though.
I don't have I don't disagree with that take. And for anyone who wouldn't say he's at least top 3, don't know what they're looking at. And then if you really want to make an argument, you can go with 5, top 5. Because let me tell you, I got to say this while I'm thinking of it. I don't care what anyone says. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a new number 1 receiver. That rookie, Ibaka. Let me tell you, that man is on a fucking tear from hell. He has just elevated them because I think they're 3-2 or are they 4-1?
They 3 and. Are they 4-1?
4-1. Yeah.
Tampa's 4-1.
They did. Yeah, they just won. They just won Sunday. That big that high scoring game. Yep. Another comeback.
Yeah, I tell you, they are. He is elite. Like he's made an argument. At least if we talk in this season, he's in that conversation. Maybe not overall yet, but in this season, right now. He's in that conversation because I think he scored a touchdown every game. So, so Brandon, would you agree with that take that the Lions are the best team in the NFL right now?
I mean, there's not really a good argument against it, to be honest. They look like the most complete team. Their offense is unbelievable. Their defense, but it's one of those things. Gotta, just like last year and the year before, you gotta have that playoff success. Can't be crowning people in September, October. It's unfortunately they were looking this awesome last year and then lost Aiden Hutchinson. So hopefully everyone stays healthy this year. So as of right now, week 5, 2025, they look like the scariest team for sure.
Absolutely.
I would definitely put Amon-Ra at the very least top 5, no question.
Absolutely.
It's just hard to put him over Justin Jefferson. just because he's been doing it for longer. But other than that, yeah, he's an absolute monster. So I don't really, I'm not upset with you putting him there. I'm not really going to argue it.
Yeah,
RB, as a fan of the Lions and a person who obviously lives in Detroit, so you get to watch a lot of their games. What has been the difference in them from week 1 and to the last 4 games? Because week 1 they came out flat, which we all kind of expected. But now they look like they ain't missed a beat. They picked up right where they left off in the end of last regular season.
yeah. So for me, this is the route that I'm gonna take. I know we've been hearing a lot of people say that week 1 was an anomaly. They were coming out flat. They took new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, new wide receiver coach, all of these different excuses that people were trying to come up with. I just didn't agree with it. I don't know if y'all remember when we talked about this in the offseason. I felt like I told you guys that I felt like I didn't think that the offense or the defense, if healthy, would take that major of a step back because we were hiring from within and promoting from within up. So to me, that wasn't a worry like that. And I think my case was proven right because the reason why I say I feel that way is because to me, week 1 was an anomaly, not because of the coaching changes, because of not playing in the preseason. So weeks 2 through 5 right now, I feel like, because think about this. I see your face, Agent Solstice, but think about this though.
I just don't like the
Don't you?
I don't care for it at all. That's all that is. It's just I don't give a shit about the preseason. That's all that is.
Me either. But I think it shows with a lot of teams this year that preseason play for your starters is needed. At least 2 weeks. They ain't got to play no 3/4 or nothing like that. But out of the last 2 weeks of the preseason, you should let them get some run in to get their feet under them because that's what happened. The Lions came out flat. The game plan was fine. They came out flat. And Green Bay came out hyped. They just traded for Micah Parsons. They were at home. They had all the momentum going in their favor, and we came out flat. None of our starters took preseason snaps. So what do you expect to happen? You think you just gonna come out there, just practice and stuff, and then come out week 1 and just, you know what I'm saying? It takes longer when teams are getting acclimated to a system. It takes longer than a week, fellas. You're not just gonna get acclimated within a week and just be like, "Oh, we got it now." Like, no, that's not what happened. They came out flat. They didn't have that go about them. Once they got it under them, got their feet up under them by getting their ass whooped by Green Bay, and then heading into week 2, what are we seeing? 30+ points between weeks 2 and 5. So for me personally, I feel like that's why I was right about the whole coaching situation and why they look so different compared to now how they looked in week 1.
And week 1 is always
Look at how Green Bay has looked. Look at how Green Bay has looked since week 1. We were coining them the Super Bowl champions after 2 weeks, and we all know that's my other squad. We were calling them the Super Bowl champions after 2 weeks. I hear crickets now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They were off this week. What are they? They're 2-1-1, right? They tied, right? With Dallas.
2-1-1 after the tie. Lost to Cleveland, tied with Dallas.
Well, losing to Cleveland is wild. But while we got Cleveland here, before we go over to the Bills and the Patriots, what are your thoughts, Brandon, on Cleveland trading for Joe Flacco when Jameis Winston's chilling in New York doing nothing?
You mean Cleveland trading Joe Flacco away?
Oh, traded Joe. I'm sorry. They traded him to the Bengals. I wrote Browns instead of Bengals. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, Joe Flacco's on the or was on the no. So, I mean, they had four quarterbacks like and the Bengals are dying.
5. Deshaun is still there.
I thought we were at 4 with Deshaun. I'm 5. That's hilarious. Like,
No, I remember they had Kenny Pickett as well.
I definitely forgot they had Kenny Pickett.
Then they brought in
Joe.
They had brought in another backup, Green Bay's backup from last year. They had brought him in for like 2 weeks before and cut him.
So
and they got him, yeah.
So it's not entirely unexpected for them to make this move. I don't feel like it's entirely unexpected for Cincinnati to make this move. I feel like Joe Flacco's gonna die now. Like he has to go out there and play. What?
That's what Cleveland was waiting on. It just ain't happened fast enough. They like, damn, he ain't get hurt yet. Well, fuck it. I guess we'll trade him then.
We know how to. We know where to send him.
And teams never trade within the same division.
Nah, not a quarterback, that's for sure.
Right.
I think it doesn't move the bar. If I were Cincinnati, I would have tried to go after a more usable quarterback.
Younger.
Somebody more mobile, period.
Well, even younger if you could, but I mean, let's look at the market.
Younger, yeah.
Let's look at who's really available, right? It's Russell Wilson, like who could play, right? Russell Wilson.
We're looking for mobile.
I mean, he can still move, but I mean, he's better than Joe Flacco. I mean, let's give him that.
Cooked, man.
I agree with Mike. If you gonna trade for Joe Flacco, a straight who been a statue since he was in his 20s, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna if you're so-called looking for mobile, it's no chance you didn't take a look at Russ. So that tells us they weren't looking for mobile. They looking for a big arm that can get the ball around to these receivers while Burrow is out.
Right.
I definitely don't disagree with that. I definitely do think they looked at Russ, but I definitely think when it comes to the mobility, because Joe Flacco is used to being a statue, he's played this his whole life, whereas Russell has been used to being a mobile quarterback, and it is clear that he's not a mobile quarterback anymore, and he's not entirely used to not being a mobile quarterback, and he's trying to make plays that once upon a time he definitely was making. But no, why are you doing that? You are far too slow to be trying that nowadays.
Right. Exactly. I agree.
I think they should have took a look at Jameis Winston.
That was the next one I was going to say.
At this point, what less can you get out of him that you already getting out of Jake Browning?
They could have probably tried to take a swing at Mitch Trubisky from the Bills.
You could have taken a swing.
I don't like the Mitchell Trubisky because I just don't believe in his arm talent enough. You need somebody who can at least throw the ball because the focus is that you're looking to get the ball down the field to these receivers. That's how he threw them picks last week, them steadily trying to get the ball down the field to Jamar Chase and them. So you're looking for – I know Joe Flacco's older and not what he used to be, but he still can throw the ball down the field. That's why they went after somebody like him. And that's why I say I think Jameis Winston would have been a better fit for what they're aiming to do with Flacco because at least he's younger and built more to take some of those hits because that offensive line is already bad. Then you line up in shotgun every fucking play. You pretty much hanging your quarterback out there to get hurt, get to dry. That's why Joe Burrow's on.
Mm-hmm. So I just wanted to bring that up quick, and while we have the AFC North here, we just a quick mention of how Steelers are sitting home on a bye week and move further in the first place.
Must be nice.
Like, they didn't have to do nothing. They're just like, all right, we'll just sit here and watch everyone fail. And their next two games. Well, he better be. These are the next 2 weeks. They got the Browns and the Bengals. So they could be 5-1, and then then it starts getting a little harder because there's like a Green Bay game in there, a Chargers game in there, a Buffalo game in there. So it's gonna get tough. So they need to get the freebies, as I like to call them, the ones you're supposed to win, because there's going to be ones that you shouldn't win that you probably won't win, and ones you shouldn't win that you might win. So, I bring up Buffalo. Brandon, I'll let you start. Because I turned it on. Where was I Sunday? Well, Sunday I got back. I came home. I ate. I showered. I talked to my wife because she didn't come with me. There was like 500 people there. She don't like crowds like that. So I come back. I do all that. When I turn the game on, it's fucking 3-3 and about to be halftime. So what happened in this game? From your eyes, as just as a football fan and particularly a Bills fan, that warranted their first loss of the season?
I mean, it was a game that no matter who lost the game, they were going to sit there and look like and tell themselves, we lost this game ourselves. We shot ourselves in the foot too many times and we squandered this game. Both teams deserved to lose this game. Somebody had to lose it. Like, literally, like, there were so many bad, like, I've seen a lot of comments online complaining about the refs, and it's just like a lot of these penalties were legitimate. Like, both of these teams played like shit. They both, I mean, but the Bills were worse about it because we're supposed to tighten it better, whereas the Patriots are up and coming, developing. So, like, this was just one of the, apparently this is the third straight week 5 where the Bills have lost and scored exactly 20 points. So, like, that might be worth looking into next year. But it's a game that I've seen before. I mean, this is one of the games that you're supposed to win, but the Bills are supposed to win. Like, according to Vegas, we were favored in all 17 games. We were gonna lose one. It just happened to be a division opponent. Like, those division games can be weird. And truth be told, like Drake May, that like he didn't play all that great, but like when it mattered,
it's pretty good though.
I agree. The play he made right before the 2-minute warning won them the game. Like, it was they needed him. He made wow. That was honestly a Josh Allen-esque play. Like, which Josh didn't play particularly bad. Like, he threw his first bad interception of the year, whereas last game it was a 3rd and long, and he's just throwing it up to give his receiver a chance in a play, and the defender comes down with it. But it was just weird. Like, I have to look into it. I think the Bills, led by Josh Allen, have never won a game where they run a trick play.
Brandon, what would you say? What would you say if I told you I felt like Josh Allen this past Sunday, in some small ways, reverted back to the old Josh Allen?
He did. I mean, he had a bad interception for sure, like that. And then there were times he left the pocket before he needed to and could have found a receiver that got open. But there were times he reverted, but there were also, like, there's this one play that no one's really going to remember, but I distinctly remember it because I was like, this was the perfect microcosm of what I've been saying he needs to become, where he's trying to push the ball downfield, but he's trying to balance the line between being the capable guy that he is, being able to run over people, juke the shit out of them, throw for a fucking mile, but also not being too aggressive and taking what the defense, reading the play. There was a play, I think it was like a 1st and 10, like in the second half, where he's staring down, like he has a clean pocket, has it for a solid 4 seconds. He's staring down the field. Nobody's open. His alarm finally goes out. He escapes to the right, and he buys time for a solid 5 seconds until nobody's still open, and he still just gets 4 yards. I'm like, that was he walked the tightrope of exactly what he needed to perfectly in that play. So there were times that, yes, he regressed, but there were also times that he showed that he has reached the ceiling of what he needed to become. Like that 4-yard run that he did yesterday, that was a part, that was all that the defense gave him, and he maximized the play. It was such an unsung play, but I saw how the maturity in that play. And then we've seen him air it out like he did against the Ravens, and then we've seen him dink and dunk to a win like we did against the Dolphins. Like, he's shown that he's capable of winning every way. He just needs to continue to get a little more mature and patient which is why he threw that interception. He got tired of waiting, and he wanted to push it, and it cost him. So I would agree that he did regress at points.
I think he was getting frustrated with that defense because Mike Vrabel being the Belichick disciple that he
I don't argue that
is,
either. That's a great point. Yeah, no,
he
Belichick gave
he took away some of y'all best shit in that game, and I think Josh Allen got a little frustrated with it at a certain point.
I agree with that.
And we have to point out, Mr. Diggs made sure he was digging in that ass. Because,
What is he
did do
getting
some digging.
revenge for? Like, what did we do wrong? We gave him the most receptions of his career, the most yards of his career, the most touchdowns of his career. We got him as far as tied for
stop,
we gave him the most money that he ever wanted. What the fuck else?
You know it's deeper than all of that. You know, at the end of the day,
He's
and I'm not proclaiming to be like Stephon Diggs guy or something like that, but for one, all receivers are divas. But I think you want your receiver to be a diva, your star receiver. But the thing is I think he wanted that patented coin from Josh Allen that he didn't get on his way out the door. The same thing with T.O. and Donovan McNabb. You know how they said Donovan McNabb got a little jealous of T.O.? It was rumored, allegedly, that he, got a little jealous of T.O. or whatever. Not saying that was the same thing with Josh and Stephon, but T.O. was looking for that validation from him that that's my guy. And I felt like Stephon Diggs was kind of looking for that on his way out the door, and because he, looking at it like that's my guy, and he didn't get that. You know what I'm saying? And Josh has subtly, thrown some shots since Stephon's been gone. Like, we ain't gonna sit up here and act like he ain't got no blood on his hands.
Stephon's earned that. Like, the last game that he played in a Bills uniform, he dropped a perfect dime right here in his chest, practically, and then turned it over. You missed by that much. No. Own it, bro. You dropped it. You cost us a touchdown in one of the biggest games of your life, and you didn't own it. Like, nah, he deserves those shots. He does not take accountability. He doesn't take I'm very vehemently like, this dude. Like, there's very possibly like things said behind closed doors that have spoiled this what was once a great friendship. But the fact is that, like, look at his stats. Look at the money that he got. Look at like all the attention he got. He got everything he could have possibly asked for, other than a ring, which is partially his fault that he didn't get one.
But he also gave y'all a MVP quarterback too. He wasn't on the team when we won.
He wasn't on the team when we got MVP.
No, he was not on the team when Josh Allen got MVP.
Why he's getting those shots.
Josh Allen has multiple seasons of way better statistics than the MVP year last year, but he had the turnovers to go along with it. Because when I say that he gave y'all an MVP quarterback, we all know Josh Allen was not who he turned into until Stephon Diggs got there. So all I'm saying is that he does deserve a little bit of credit of helping him become the quarterback that he became as his number one target for 5 straight seasons.
Oh, he always gets that credit, but Josh should also get credit for leveling up Stephon Diggs, because Stephon Diggs did not have an all-pro.
Stephon Diggs was already a Pro Bowler when he got there.
He was not an all-pro.
He already had been a Pro Bowler in Minnesota.
He was not an all-pro. He was an all-pro once he got to Buffalo.
Man. We know what Stephon Diggs was when he was in Minnesota. Stop playing now. Come on, man.
Go look at the numbers. He was not even close better in Buffalo than he was in Minnesota. Not even close.
The quarterback play there wasn't. I mean, who was it? Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, because Josh Allen is better than Case Keenum by a lot, and it wasn't because of Stephon Diggs.
It was Kirk Cousins.
Josh Allen. We could have gotten. If we drafted DK Metcalf instead of Cordy Glenn, I think we'd be fine. Or not Cordy Glenn, Cody Ford. I think if we drafted DK Metcalf, I think
Anybody that all of the teams that passed on DK Metcalf, that
no, I
was
agree. But that's what I'm saying. Like Stephon Diggs is ego. Like you're not the only number one wide receiver. Like if we didn't trade for Stephon Diggs, we would have Justin Jefferson right now. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, no, it was that exact pick that we traded away for Stephon Diggs. Granted, we assumed that Philadelphia wouldn't be dumb as hell and take what was his name, Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson, which is why I assumed he made that trade because he assumed JJ's would be long gone.
I mean, there's a lot to dissect, you know. And I think that for Diggs, I don't know what his deal was. We don't know the true meaning behind his exit from Buffalo. Without knowing that information, we can't make
he was ready to go.
That's what I'm
I
asking.
think
Like,
we all kind of know that he was ready to go.
What is he getting revenge for? What is this?
I think it's at the end of the day, I think it's the competition though. It's the competition of the game. Who don't want to go somewhere? I don't give a fuck if I left with a bouquet of flowers. If I come back, I want to bust y'all ass. Personally, just because I've been here before.
I hope
that's
Mac
in
Hollins
any
had the
sport.
best day yesterday.
Who?
I hope Mac Hollins had the best day yesterday.
Oh my gosh!
There are levels to it really does matter how, the relationship soured to the point where it is I want to beat you because I don't really like. You can see the way that him and Josh interacted. Like it was a quick hug, get away from me. Like whereas Diggs went embraced by Deion Dawkins and a few other guys on the defense. Like you can tell that something went on between him and Josh, but at least on the field, like the fuck else could you have asked for, Diggs? Over 100 receptions every single year he was here. Like, he got his first AP All-Pro nod in Buffalo. Like, dude was loved everywhere. I don't know, like, I don't understand what could have possibly, like, because it really seemed like he started getting sour once Ken Dorsey got fired and we brought in Joe Brady as the offensive coordinator and everything became everybody eats. And now the attention is not on Stephon Diggs, it's on the running game and making sure we maintain the ball. And that's when things started getting sour, and that's when Josh started not doing turnovers. Like
it very well could be. I mean, there was a lot to dissect there, and it's unfortunate because I felt like that connection was one of the best tandems during their time.
It was immediate. It is upsetting that it happened. It's just. And one day, like, I'll be happy to see, like, Stephon Diggs leading that charge. Like, I don't know if you guys saw it. I don't know if you saw it already. I know you said, Mike, you didn't see it later. But, like, when Fred Jackson led the charge at the beginning of the game, like, one day, after he's retired in a few years, I'll be happy to see him lead the charge. But at least for now, it's still sour, I would say. Like, even before, like, losing to him, it was still just like, what are you complaining about? Why are we still digging into this, pun intended?
Yeah. We're going to see what that...
The media always going to dig into it, especially with it still being kind of fresh.
He doesn't have to step in front of it. He likes the attention.
Oh, absolutely, he does.
Absolutely, he a wide receiver.
Yeah, so... But
the media going to play into it.
Shout out to receivers like Larry Fitzgerald, man.
So...
If you think Larry Fitzgerald didn't have some diva or something to him, every diva ain't loud. But I remember Larry Fitzgerald pitching a bitch when they had who was that came in as the head coach and started making him move around because he was always a ex or what they like an ex-wide receiver on the outside or whatever, and they started making him play in the slot and he didn't like that shit. So don't.
He's good enough to play.
You're not going to be that great and not have some type of, selfishness and divaness about you because that's what it takes to get there.
I didn't know that. That's crazy because the way I've seen him, like you are an X, Y, and Z. Like put you everywhere, bro. Like you are an absolute like a Swiss Army knife, basically.
Absolutely. So I wanted to just take a quick second to say that shout out to the Colts and the 49ers. They're both 4-1 at the moment. And more so, I believe that from what I'm reading, or from what I had heard and read, I think Daniel Jones has only thrown 2 interceptions this season. They're playing good, cohesive football to this point. And the 49ers are decimated by injuries. You don't have your quarterback. You got 5 injured wide receivers. You don't have your tight end. By the grace of God, Christian McCaffrey is still healthy. And they're playing very complimentary football. Both of those teams, from what I can see. And that warranted me to just kind of say, and I kind of want you guys to do this while we're here. I put together my own top 5 of teams for this week, and I think that's a segment that we should introduce right now. So if you could put together your top 5 teams for the week, and we'll read those off before the end of the show. I already have mine. So I just wanted to bring that up.
So just top 5 currently, like based on 25.
So based on how they played this week, just name the top 5 teams in your opinion based on how they played.
Top 5 performances
right.
Of week 5. Okay.
Well, no, like you would say, like if I were to say, okay, yeah, same thing, like top 5 performances, how they played.
Yeah. Okay.
But we'll go, just take your time. No rush. We still got some time here, and I still have 2 more topics.
I'm gonna give you mine before I forget.
All right.
San Francisco at number 5. I'm gonna still put Buffalo at number 4. Tampa Bay 3. Eagles 2. Lions number 1.
Okay, I respect it. I got I got Tampa at 5. I got Indy at 4. I got Jacksonville at 3. I got the Niners at 2, and I got the Lions at 1.
I like Indy and I like Jacksonville, but only reason I won't put them in right now is because I gotta see it. I gotta see it because I know what they've been as far as Daniel Jones and Trevor Lawrence. So when you've let me down before, I'm not just gonna believe you stop smoking crack. You know what I'm saying? Just because you went to one good rehab session or one good AA session.
Well, this list is based off this week's games. So
just next week's games. I think you talking like just straight top 5.
No. I'm saying based off just this week, how they played. That's what this list will be based off of every week.
Okay, I'm not sure. I can
so
see
next
you
week.
Yeah.
I got my top 5.
Next week, Jacksonville might not make it. They might not make it. They might play, whatever for hell. For all we know, the Ravens can make it. Like it's just it could change. Go ahead, Brandon.
All right, so at 5, let me get the Jaguars.
Okay.
5 performances. Number 4, I'm gonna get the Broncos, taking out the Eagles.
Cool.
Number 3, I'm gonna do the Commanders, shutting down the Chargers. Number 2, Buccaneers, going absolute apeshit with the Seahawks, and then number 1, Lions, just being an absolute terror.
Okay. I can respect it. I can definitely respect it.
I'm top intangible performance of the weekend was the the commentator for the Panthers-Dolphins game. My lord, Eric Williams. Eric? what's his name? Hold on, give me a second.
No problem. Ooh.
Eric Collins. From basketball. He does the Hornets games. He finally did an NFL game, and my lord, that was so entertaining to listen to. Dude got a little too hyped for punts, but I'll take it.
I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, it was great. I hope he gets more games.
So, I'm going to ask y'all a question. Can either of you tell me how many turnovers the Jets have through 5 weeks? I'm sorry, how many forced turnovers? Meaning, not how many turnovers they've had, how many they forced.
Let me go get you a You're right back.
Okay. Hope he's got something good here. I can't wait.
This is how many they have. They got a big fat, they got a donut.
That's diabolical.
I think they definitely in the season low because they've been getting roughshod.
No, he's right.
My boy might be up out of there.
They really have 0. They have not forced 1 turnover all season. He really got a donut. Like, that was the legit answer. They really don't have 1 turnover the whole season.
Sorry, Raj, wherever you are.
He's at work. He works nights. He works like 3 to midnight.
I'm still watching.
I mean,
Y'all
listen.
sure about that?
Huh?
Y'all sure about that?
About what?
That they have 0 turnovers or forced 0 turnovers.
Yeah, they have not turned anything over. No interceptions, no fumbles, nothing.
Nothing against us. Nothing against Steelers, that I recall. Nothing last week.
I thought they had 4.
Maybe.
Offense, probably.
They have nothing. Like, their defense has not forced any turnovers. Sauce Gardner's getting sauce.
That one.
Pause.
We
Yeah.
got to calling that guy to Ahmad. He doesn't deserve sauce no more.
You know, and listen, this season so far, it's been very nice to not hear these Dallas fans be, crazy. They were even cool last week. The Eagles fans were the ones crying and on losing. It was hysterical. But, R&B, in your opinion, you said your boy might be out of there. Do you think they're going to move on from Justin Fields after 1 season? Because I'm looking at his stats.
I wasn't talking about Justin Fields. I was talking about the coach. That's how bad the Jets look right now.
Well, I was going to say, because
Aaron Glenn might be one and done.
I'm looking at Justin Fields' stats. I'm not seeing the issue there when he's playing. But the next question, the second part was going to be, or is the coach, peace out, Cub Scout?
It might be a one and done, but this is the Jets we talking about. So I can't remember. Have they really ever done one and done with a coach? They normally at least give them a couple seasons, or if I'm not mistaken. So maybe they'll try to give them one more to see what it'll look like. But yeah, the way it's looking right now, it's looking so bad that it might be one and done, man. That defense is horrible.
Here's the thing, and you guys, I want your takes on this as well. Is it fair to say that the Jets are a historically bad team?
I mean, not yet.
Like, really think about their history, right? History shows
that a lot of teams don't have. They got one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they got a ring, and they got 2 more years before they touch the Bills drought.
They've been to 2 AFC championships in the last 15 years.
That was exactly 15 years ago.
But they still went though. I mean, it is some teams that ain't.
It was 15 years ago. Then it's only 1 now. Because the second was 15. It was 2009. Like no, we're that far now. Like it was 09, 10, 09 10 that they went to the 2 AFC championships. I was in college. That's where I remember.
Yep, so.
I would just, because I say that to say that no matter what the Jets do, it ends up in turmoil. It ends up somewhere far-fetched from where they were hoping. And it's like to a point where like the pressures of New York, just everything. They've tried everything. They went out and they tried to fix the quarterback position. They tried to get the receiver to go with that quarterback. They've tried to do things on defense. They've drafted what they felt were the right players. Nothing works. I just think this team is potentially broken. Like it's just not fixable.
The Jets' problem is that they can't get it all together at one time. It's always either they got a solid offense and a terrible defense, or they got a championship defense and no offense. It's always been like that for them in years that I remember growing up being a football fan. I've never can remember a time where I think I could look at the Jets and say, you know what I'm saying, damn, they got a damn good offense and a damn good defense. It was always one or the other.
Yeah, I mean, I can feel that because I remember, and I just said this during recently. Someone told me I was being biased, but I don't care because I think it's the truth that the Killer Bee era was the most wasted era in the history of football. And I say that because the Steelers' offense was some of the most prolific offense that I had ever seen. But at that time, our defense couldn't stop a runny nose. And then now we have good defense, and we've had subpar offense since Ben retired mostly. So
before being retired, that's what puts y'all in this position. It's holding on to being too damn long.
And I think, I think the drop off with him happened fast because if you look at the year before the elbow surgery, like he had a great year, and then his elbow went, he missed the year, and then they gave him that extension for 2 years. The first year he played pretty well, but then the second year something happened. Dude got old over an off season, and he couldn't move. Like it was hard to watch.
That 1 year that kind of fucked y'all up when old boy got suspended for the weed and shit. Who was it? What was his name? Was it
Le'Veon Bell?
No, not Le'Veon, the receiver.
Oh, Martavius Bryant.
Oh my God.
Martavius Bryant. Yeah, Martavius Bryant. That fucked y'all that season because y'all was supposed to be real nice with that triple-headed monster, that wide receiver. But out with Ben, man, y'all held on him too long instead of going into a succession plan. Y'all should have took the Green Bay approach with him, and y'all failed. And that's what put y'all in this position.
And that's where the Jets are right now. Like, they just can't get it. Like, I'm not always
the
a
Jets
fan.
Been there since Joe Namath.
Yeah. That was 1970 they won their Super Bowl.
But hold on, though, Mike. I disagree with you on that. On that Pittsburgh team being it was a waste of some talented offense for sure, but I disagree on it being the most wasted of all time. Buffalo, I'm sorry, agent. Buffalo went to 4 straight Super Bowls and lost all 4 of them bitches. One getting annihilated by the damn Cowboys. I'm sorry, it don't get no worse than that, bro.
Both of them
4
got
straight
fucked up.
Super Bowls and not coming away with one. It don't get no worse than that.
All
It
right,
don't
well,
get no worse.
listen, that can be the worst one. But the worst that I've seen personally is that one. So we'll go. I'll put it that way. That is the worst one. That is just diabolical. Oh man. And the last topic I got tonight, gentlemen, is the Eagles losing to the Broncos. Oh my God. The Philly fans were going to make my head explode. They were so butthurt that they lost this game. So butthurt. And I'm like, why? Y'all lost to a good defense. They're like, fuck Bo Nix. Fuck the Broncos. I'm like, but the Broncos aren't a bad team. Like, I can understand if you lost to the Panthers or the Jets. Like, I'd be mad. Sure. I'd be pissed off. But you lost to Denver. Then it was like, oh, well, our offensive coordinator sucks. Yeah, that's true. And they're like, oh, well, we threw the ball too much. That could be true too. But here's my criticalness that I said I was going to say this. So I hope your friend is watching because I'm about to kind of annihilate Jalen Hurts here. Jalen Hurts is not a bad quarterback. Jalen Hurts at times is not a good quarterback. But Jalen Hurts knows how to get the job done most nights. My issue between how he plays and how they play call is their first 4 games they won, right? And that way of football, you're not really like running a lot. You're not throwing. You got your star wide receiver all moody. You got to remember, Philly, he's a Brown. He's related to AB. Don't forget that. He is a Brown. Anyone with that last name Brown, they be wilding. Chris Brown, Antonio Brown, and
Young Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown. Yep, can't forget him. I knew I was missing someone. I don't think Jalen Hurts is like I said, he's not a good quarterback. Bad. The only one that's good is James Brown.
2 times James Brown.
But I would just say the way they won their first 4 games isn't a winning formula to get back to the Super Bowl. So then they changed it. And now you threw 40 times and now you lost. They got to find a happy medium. And they got to let Jalen Hurts be the player that he knows he is. To me, this guy won a Super Bowl, and I don't know what kind of quarterback he is. I don't. Because it's just like it's not – they don't let him play his game, whatever that is. He looks uncomfortable with whatever they try to make him do. So that's why it's kind of like I'm not saying he's bad, but I can't say he's a great quarterback because – they don't let him quarterback. They don't let him do his job.
He manages the game. That's what they want him to do, manage the game. Let me ask y'all a question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, but I was just gonna say, but he's got more than that to me. I mean, I just would like to see it. So go ahead with your question.
I kind of agree with you on he got more than that, kind of. But I want to ask y'all a question.
Yeah.
Name me the team with a great quarterback or good quarterback where they say, we know you good at this and we know you can do this, but we don't want you to do it. We don't want you to do what you can do. We want you to do this. Name me that team in that coaching style.
A current team right now?
No, just period. The history of football, the history of sports. Name me a team or that told a player, we know that you're great at this, or you're good at this, or you can do this, but we don't want you to do that.
If Mike was the coach of the Bills, it'd be Josh Allen.
I'd be like, Josh, no running. No, Josh. No.
He can handle it. Lamar can't. We should be telling Lamar that. Stop running.
I'm talking about
No, I know.
Jalen Hurts right now, though.
Yeah, no,
But-
yeah. He said that there's some sauce.
Bro, he's a good quarterback. He's a very good quarterback. But I think this all ties into what everybody tried to jump all over Cam about last year, when Cam said that he was a great game manager, not a game changer. He's not. You got your wide receivers, bro. So I don't offend people and make them feel like this is a black thing and shit versus it just being a sports thing. I'll use a black quarterback. If I took Jaden Daniels and I inserted him into that Philadelphia offense right now as the quarterback, how do you think that offense would look with the weapons that they have with Devontae Smith? How do y'all think they would look?
More balanced. I would say, to me, the way Philly plays, it's lopsided. Like, there's no balance of their play calling. Like, it's all over the place.
If I took Jalen Hurts and let's just swap him and Jaden Daniels out, and I took Jalen Hurts and I put him in Washington right now.
Mm-hmm.
I do think he'd have trouble because the running game isn't as prolific and
Absolutely.
They would count on him having to be a high level passer, and like you said, at times Jalen Hurts can be a high level passer, but it got to be something there that says that he can't do it at a consistent basis, because no coaches are telling great quarterbacks that are high level passers not to make passes.
But we
can't say Saquon's struggling right now this year. Like, defenses have keyed in on him. That offensive line is not playing the same, and Saquon is struggling a little bit. But they've still been, managing and finding ways to get it done. But all this did was this loss this past week. All it did was kind of expose what everybody kind of know about Philly. If you got the right game plan, I'll put it to you like this. Jalen Hurts might be 2012, 2011 LeBron. If you let him shoot, it's a chance you can beat him. But there's also a chance that he could get hot and he can knock every one of them motherfuckers down. And he can beat you. And that's Jalen Hurts. If you let him throw that bitch, if you got the right defense and the right game plan, you can make him look very mediocre. With having, the receivers that he got and them being frustrated to the level that they are, and we watching it play out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got to be something there. But it's also that chance that if you let him throw it, he could carve you up. It's just to me, I think he's just inconsistent at this point. He's greatly he's an inconsistent great quarterback, because at times he's damn great, and then there's times where he's mediocre.
I mean, shit, I feel like you could say that about a lot of the quarterbacks. Like, Josh didn't play all that well Sunday. Like, Patrick Mahomes threw a pick-6 yesterday. Like, all these quarterbacks. I mean, you're going to have off days. It is what it is.
But it's more glaring with Jalen because, like I said, there's a reason that they're not
it's not just, you know what I'm saying, Saquon's emergence coming there last year. This has been a recurring theme for them. The first time they went to the Super Bowl and then they came out the next year hot and then had that complete blunder and fall off and look horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like it can if I got a championship quarterback, I'm gonna use him, fellas. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're not talking about some no name receivers or some young receivers that's still developing like what Buffalo got or some shit like that. You know that's trying to come into their own. We talking about prolific Pro Bowl caliber receivers that this dude got, and they're not utilizing them. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Mm. And that's just it. And I think like I agree with that. And I also just don't think, or I'm not sure, like I said, what Jalen Hurts is like good at. And I think that's where my take comes in. I know it's kind of all over the place, but I just don't like. I know he can run the ball to get first downs and score. I know he can throw it. You know, is he a great thrower? No, not the best, but he's not the worst, right? We know he can throw the ball. It's just I don't know that thing that he does, and I think that's contingent on the way the offense is called. You know, because it's like, all right, what's the game plan? It's just they're all over their offense is all over the place. That's my only thing when I'm watching it.
It's like they don't have an identity.
There we go. Perfect. It's a perfect way to put it. Perfect way to put it. What's your
Is it
take?
coaching?
Yeah, I mean, what's this? What's their coach's name? Sirianni.
Sirianni.
Nick Sirianni.
You
Yeah.
know, was he the coach when
like
they
the
won?
mob boss.
Who was the coach when they won with Foles? Was it him or no?
No.
No, it was the
Peterson?
Jags old coach Peterson. Yep.
Oh, Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot to unpack with them. I mean, as the season progresses, we'll see what happens with that. So, almost forgot we got to do our picks for next week, and then we'll do the player segment that Brandon introduced. And
Yeah, R&B hasn't done that yet. He lost out the last two times.
oh yeah, because last week I don't know what this thing did. I tried to fix it, it wouldn't let me. And the week before that, you weren't feeling good. You had fallen asleep.
So I came up with a new
I
segment.
fell asleep.
Yeah.
Yo, dead ass, bro. We were sitting here, you were talking, and then I had asked you a question, and you didn't answer, and we heard you breathing. Yeah, we heard you breathing.
Hey man, I was sick as fuck, bro. I shouldn't even got on.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, so 2 weeks ago I came up with an idea, or at least I saw a meme, and it was like, before memes, guys just used to sit around naming random football players and they have a great time. So I thought it'd be cool if once an episode we just come up with a random player from any team and like a memory or something, or a thought about the player, and just just something that we can add to the show every week, and a quick little segment. So
For sure.
yeah, I remember my first player was Terrence McGee, the kick returner for the Bills. He was very underrated and overshadowed by Devin Hester.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went with a cliche. I think I picked Antonio Brown. I didn't even care.
It's okay. It's random includes cliche. It's part of random. So
I got a good one then. Darren Sproles, man. That dude was a fucking cheat code on Madden, bro. He was so fucking electrifying. Even when he was the backup to LT, it was like, who is this dude behind LT? Like, he gonna be the man when LT retired.
Back then, you actually did get to see him every once in a while, right?
Yeah.
He was the man. I think
Darren Sproles was a beast.
I think he has the third most all-time or all-purpose yards in NFL history, something like that. Like he's way up there because of all
Oh,
those.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with someone I know is in the category as the top 5 in his position, but he's not mentioned enough. I'm gonna go with Antonio Gates.
Oh yeah, he's just
Antonio
willing to Harley a Detroit native, baby.
Antonio Gates. I mean, when you talk greatest tight ends, I mean, whether you love Gronk or hate him, he's in the conversation, right? Tony Gonzalez is in that conversation. Um,
Kelsey,
Kelsey,
Sharp,
Sharp, and then him. I mean, I think that could.
Senior.
I think that arguably can be the top 5. You know, like you just can't take away from what those guys brought to the position.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of tight ends, you guys remember Todd Heap?
Oh yeah, dude.
Todd Heap was a cheat code on Madden.
That's you got 2 players in since we behind a little bit. We'll take it. I'm with it. Hell yeah, Tommy, man.
Who's your player this week, Brandon?
I'm gonna give some love to one of the big guys. I'm gonna pull out Joe Thomas from the Browns.
Okay.
Dude played his whole career there, getting a Hall of Famer, just a rock over there, and crazy. Got to have unbelievable discipline and loyalty to be on that team for that long, and just keep doing what you're doing. And he wasn't making like Myles Garrett money.
All right. Let's get to the picks. We got a lot of games this week, including a double header on Monday. Only 2 teams off. So the first is Philly at Giants.
Yeah, I feel like Philly's going to be a little upset. I mean, Giants probably going to be a little upset too about losing the Saints, but I think Philly can do more about it.
I'm wondering
Go ahead.
I'm wondering if the loss from the Chargers when they lost to the Giants was that telling us more about who the Chargers really were, or what the potential of what the Giants could be. And the way they came out and lost to the Saints this past week, I'm gonna say it was both. It's who the Chargers really were and what the Giants really could be. 14 points. And so with that being said, I think Philly bounced back in this week in New York. We don't know how it's gonna look, but I think they bounced back. Saquon probably has a big day.
I agree.
They at MetLife, right?
Yes, the Giants are home.
Yeah. Saquon probably has a big day.
Oh, okay. That must be okay. Denver at the Jets, but this game is played wherever they're playing, London or whatever.
In London.
Yeah. I'm just. There's no way the Jets win this game. I'm going with Denver.
Give me the Jets for the upset.
Okay.
Denver has then kind of showed the potential to play down a little bit early in the season, and then
maybe riding high.
Yeah, but they
mile high.
A tough game. This past week, flight out to London. The clock's getting thrown off or whatever. They could come here underestimating them. Jets could get their first win in London if the Broncos sleep and underestimate them.
All right.
I agree. It could happen. I think it's going to look like it's going to happen, but Broncos are going to wake up just in time.
Could be. They tend to do that as well. Bo Nixon looked shitty as hell the whole game and then started making plays.
Ooh, that comeback like that.
Dallas at Carolina.
Dallas.
Yeah. Dak's playing too good. Even though Carolina had a nice win against Miami, Dak's was definitely better.
Miami. Without that Tyreek Hill shit going down, I don't think the Carolina would have had a chance. Because I felt like Miami was kind of putting something together that night when he got hurt, and that it just said, "Nope, nope, no, you don't."
Like, no. Cleveland at Pittsburgh.
I'm gonna say Pittsburgh continue to ride high.
I'll say Pittsburgh because it's in Pittsburgh. I know y'all be
Yeah,
sweating.
Dylan Gabriel should probably throw a pick or two.
Yeah, he played pretty good last week from what numbers wise, at least from what I've seen. I didn't see like highlight what he did, but I know
He just couldn't close the deal, but he played solid.
The Rams at the Ravens.
To keep Shador on that bench. Rams at the Ravens. Ravens just a shell of themselves right now. They hurt. They not playing good for those that are there. And now Lamar went down. Harbaugh don't seem like the man for the job no more. They in a disarray.
Yeah.
I said that game between them and Kansas City last week, like I'm not out on both of them because it's still early, like we said earlier, but that I felt like that was a big game for both of those teams. Both of those teams felt like if whoever go 1-3 not making the playoffs this year.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably is going to be Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Rams as well. On the road, Matt Stafford these last two games has been playing elite because in one of my leagues he was my backup. Lamar was my starter, and then he's come in and it's like Lamar never left. So, I will say it's been good. Arizona at Indianapolis.
I'm gonna roll with the Colts on that one because Arizona just can't seem to get out their way.
Yeah.
If old boy don't do that dumb shit with the football, they win that game.
Mm-hmm.
I want to pick Arizona for the upset, but they keep shooting themselves in the foot. It's Indianapolis.
I agree. Seattle at Jacksonville.
This one's going to be so spicy. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, I don't know which way to go on this one. This definitely should be a good game. This should be the game of the week at 4:00, and I bet you it won't be.
Nah, it's a 1:00 game.
Yep. They didn't expect either one of these teams to be that good.
Who's the home team?
Jacksonville's at home.
I'll give it to the Jags.
I agree, Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with Jacksonville as well.
The Chargers at Miami. Jesus.
Yeah, Chargers.
Yeah.
They won't Charger. Miami's not good enough for them to Charger.
I think the Chargers win too. What about you, R&B?
I just said the Chargers seem like they showing us who they might really be these last two games. I'm gonna roll with them this week.
It's because it's Miami.
Yeah.
New England at New Orleans.
New England going 4-2.
I agree.
Yeah. I agree.
Oh my God. Tennessee at Las Vegas.
Who cares?
I'm going with the Raiders. I'm going with the Raiders.
I'm going to be rooting for the Titans because I want the Raiders to get terrible enough that they trade us Max Crosby.
Oh, man. Who you got in this fail fest, R&B?
But what game y'all say again?
Tennessee at Las Vegas.
Ugh.
So,
Tennessee might be riding high off that little win they just got over the Cardinals.
handed to them.
I think they could. I think they could go in there and do their thing against the Raiders because the Raiders ain't been looking so good, man. Geno Smith has regressed horribly and is not throwing the ball well at all. He become a straight pick machine. So if that continues this week, it's shouldn't be. The Titans should be able to really, you know, make something happen.
Have Jeffrey Simmons.
Capitalize on that shit.
So you guys said Seattle and Jacksonville should be the 425 game. I don't think so. Because the 425 game is San Francisco at Tampa Bay.
I'm taking Tampa Bay.
I agree. It's one of those things I could see San Fran winning, but I do believe that Tampa Bay will walk out of this with the win.
Tampa Bay, I'm gonna roll with Tampa Bay as well. They should win this game because they healthy. They should win this game. For the most part, they healthy.
Cincinnati at Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
Green Bay bounces back.
Cincinnati ain't winning a game until Burrow gets back.
Absolutely.
Is Joe Flacco gonna get thrust out there this week early?
Flacco, Browning, doesn't matter.
Oh man.
You read that? You reading that, Mike?
Yeah, I'm Jesus. This just got sent to you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, you can't make it up. All right, I already know what way R&B is going to go on this one. Lions or Chiefs?
I think the Chiefs are staring 2-4 right in the face. Lions.
I think it's going to be a good game.
Lions won the
Go
last
ahead. Go ahead.
I think it's going to be a good game. I want to say the Lions are going to win this, but they've been hot. But I'm gonna go against the grain here a little bit. I'm gonna pick Kansas City at home, only because they're at home.
Against the grain.
So I'm looking at the Lions' schedule,
right?
And I think I'm gonna roll with the Chiefs as well at home to pull this one out. And it should be a good game. Think it'll be a shootout. I'm looking for the Chiefs to pull away in the end in the shootout and get the win against the Lions because Tampa Bay comes to Detroit the following week to play Monday Night Football. So we already got Kansas year before last. So I think this is their get back at home. You know what I'm saying? They'll get us back. And then Tampa Bay got us last year. Now they got to come here. So I think we get our get back on Tampa Bay the following week. That's how I'm going to predict it. But I could be wrong. We'll see. But that's how I'm going to predict it.
Well, I already know which way Brandon's going on this one. Bills at Falcons. Monday Night Football. 7:15.
I mean, I don't. To be honest, Falcons could, I think, match up well against us. Bijan Robinson will run all over us.
Phoenix about to do his thing on y'all. Wow.
Yeah, they can spread it out a little bit with Drake London and Kyle Pitts. Like the defense, I could see this being a shootout. Like I could easily see this taking the over. You know, obviously I'm rooting for the Bills, but I would. After last week, this is same old Bills as far as I'm concerned. I am full throttle waiting for a collapse in Kansas City again this year, or in Buffalo against Kansas City, whatever. But it's, I'll take the Bills, but I am not. I could definitely see us losing in Atlanta.
I'm going to go with Buffalo as well. I can't see the Falcons winning definitely being competitive, especially if they can run with Robinson. And, they got Drake London. They got guys, and then Kyle Pitts has been used more.
Finally.
So I can see them, getting it. But I don't see a world where Buffalo, at least not right now, loses 2 in a row, especially to two teams they should beat.
I'm not too upset with the Patriots are a decent team. They're we should win because Vegas says, but division games are weird. We were bound to lose one. So, but
absolutely,
literally all 17 games were favored. So it's just unrealistic. It feels like. So yeah, I mean, go Bills.
I think Michael Penix shows up big on Monday Night Football. Balls out in the good game between him and Josh Allen, and Atlanta pull away and get it in the end. Sending Buffalo on a 2-game winning streak to give people something hot to talk about next Monday.
Yeah, well, we're on a bye.
Absolutely. And the last game is the Bears at the Commanders.
Hail Mary, Commanders win.
Yeah.
I agree.
Though Caleb has been Caleb been playing solid. Caleb been playing some good ball.
I agree.
Absolutely.
He's better
Absolutely.
than
Well, gentlemen, I'm glad we were able to get on tonight. Do the show. We will be back hopefully next week, Monday. It won't be too crazy because I was stuck in traffic for 4 hours yesterday. It was crazy. Oh my God. But we will be.
The traffic you were in that was on 84.
I got hit when I did Connecticut yesterday. So when I left Connecticut and crossed into New York, I had traffic on 287. There was an accident. Got through that, stayed on the thruway from White Plains to Spring Valley. I was in traffic, 5 o'clock traffic. On top of a car was on fire in Spring Valley. Got through that. Then when I got past Sloatsburg, there was one of those electric signs that said crash ahead. Right lane closed. I was stuck in that for 20 minutes. And then I had to go around the 84 traffic in Newburgh because they had dispatch sent me a message saying there was traffic. When I got into my house, it was 8 o'clock.
I was going to say, because on 84, because I drive from Middletown back to New Windsor, there definitely was a car that was also on fire in 84 because I smelt it as I drove by.
It's Lord, y'all can't.
Hey, can we slow down out here? We got to take it easy. Take it easy.
Yeah.
You got to slow down and focus.
Exactly. Well, gentlemen, it's always a pleasure. We are here.
Hey, Mike, look.
Huh?
Go ahead. Can we read this? Can I read this real quick before we leave? But we ain't got to talk about it though.
Go ahead.
So, in response, all the lies, misinformation wore me down. You should be ashamed to be wearing a Ravens jersey. A quarterback with the highest passer rating in history and the most rushing yards in history, leading the league in rushing yards per attempt and passing yards per game, is not the problem. I hope you listen to that fact, not to respond. And I wish people would stop saying he's gotten better as a passer instead of admitting they were wrong to say he couldn't pass. He had a perfect passer rating game as a rookie. It has the most all time. Cut it out. This is what I'm talking about. People believe what they believe regardless of facts. You hate black quarterbacks, always have. Why aren't y'all talking about Josh Allen's playoff performance? Jared Goff, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Justin Herbert, Brock Purdy, Aaron Rodgers, bum ass. Question marks.
And this is a friend. If this is a friend of yours,
yeah.
Tell this
next week
that
we respond.
So how about this, friend of R&B? Why don't you come on here next week and have that discussion with us? Why don't you come on, friend, and you discuss it with us. Why don't you?
I tried to get him to come on, man.
I'd love to
I
point
tried to
out
get him to come on.
if we're gonna talk about like highest career passer rating in terms of NFL history, top 10 career passer rating, you can find Tua Tagovailoa and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh God, porn star Jimmy's
Yeah,
on the
so
list.
that is not. I'm not too. That's not the greatest of stats.
Porn star Jimmy made the list. Oh boy,
He's number 10 and Tua's number 9 of career passer rating.
do you have the whole list? Can you read that whole list off if you have it? I'm just curious.
As per Pro Football Reference, number 1 is Lamar. Number 2 is Aaron Rodgers. Number 3, Patrick Mahomes. 4 is Joe Burrow. 5 is Russell Wilson. 6 is Deshaun Watson. 7 is Drew Brees. 8 is Dak Prescott. 9 is Tua Tagovailoa. And 10 is Jimmy Garoppolo. 11 is Kirk Cousins ahead of Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's 12. Number
Tom
12
Brady.
is 12. Where does Peyton Manning fall on that list?
Peyton Manning is at 15 under Tony Romo and Steve Young.
Boy.
After that, you can find Jared Goff and Justin Herbert at 16, Phillip Rivers at 18, and then Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts at 19.
Jesus. I mean, I'm not a fan of always utilizing QBR because, like, sometimes you
Two
can have.
different things. This is passer rating and QBR are not the same thing.
Wait. Oh, he said, that was passer rating?
Passer rating, yes.
Oh, okay. No, I thought it was QBR. So I'm not a fan, but the same point still applies. Sometimes your passer rating can be shit, like, and you had a good game. Like, same thing with QBR. Or sometimes your QBR is bad and you win. You know, like
Josh Allen's QBR was better during the Jets game than it was during the Ravens game because some of the Ravens game was deemed as garbage time.
Protected at your front door.
And then also, Josh, I don't know if you guys remember a few years ago in the wild card where Josh Allen and the Bills had 7 drives and scored 7 touchdowns against the Patriots.
I remember that.
That final drive where Josh Allen threw a 2-yard touchdown to our third tight end lowered his passer rating from perfect.
Oh my God.
Because it messed with the formula. So he had a perfect rating up until a touchdown.
I feel like QBR, passer rating, just use NBA plus minus. I feel like those things are if AI and analytics had a baby. Like
I couldn't agree more.
Like if analytics and AI had a baby, it would be these ratings because they just pick whatever they want to use to just judge these players, and it's just like, bro, what are we doing?
And yet and still, even after saying all of that, at the end of the day, all of that can still be fine and dandy and true. It still don't take away from the fact that he has not delivered in a big game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why it's a meme going around with a James Harden head on the Lamar Jackson say big game Lamar. James Harden put up some of the most craziest stats we ever seen in his era. Triple doubles and shit, 60-point triple doubles, all crazy stats. But then got to the playoffs and would be a shell of that. Or he would give you some of that, but then in the big game, after he done gave you 30, 20, and 15 in game 6, game 7, you get 8.
You like 8. What the hell happened? It's like where did you go? Where'd the other guy go? Oh man. Well,
I say we pick that back up. Let that marinate. Pick that up next week. I'm gonna try to get him to come on here, man. He being stubborn because he think it's all about debating and or whatever, that we not gonna listen to his points. And it's like, bro, it's not that you not making valid. We listen to your points. You got valid points, but what does that have to do with delivering in the playoffs?
We gonna listen to your points. We gonna respect your opinion. And I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong.
Go Bills.
Well, guys, everyone be safe.
Jerry go.
Enjoy the week.
Jerry go.
I feel like it's only Tuesday and this week is dragging. But yes, everyone have a good week. Everyone be safe. Everyone be happy. Do something positive. Spend time with your family, your friends, your children, your mother, your father. And like I always say, be better than you were yesterday, but be prepared tomorrow to be better than you are today. And gentlemen, we will see you next week.
Have a good one, fellas.
Later.
Y'all be smooth, be safe. Love.
Bye.